Don't tell me, Sloppy, it ain't got that bad. Don't tell me it got that bad, Sloppy. How can it get this bad? Well, let me tell you. For the people out there in America that don't get it, your boy Sloppy just got hit with a wake-up call. Woo! I mean, not Sloppy, the other Sloppy, the original Sloppy. LeBron Ramon James. Oh, man. Him and Bronny got the smoke. They all got hit with the smoke. Hit the like button coming through the door. Yeah, he got a real wake-up call today, baby. Yeah, it's a new regime, baby. New day, new time, and you get voted out of office, baby. Oh, man. King Sloppy and Champagne Sloppy. Hey, I'm telling you, I don't know what's wrong with these dudes, man. The reality has not set in. Oh my God. He's not happy about it. So, yeah, word around the campfire is that this season will be different for LeBron and Bronny. There's going to be a limit for the first time ever on how many tickets LeBron James can have for the game. LeBron is not happy about this at all. They saying, oh, we're going to work around it. We just making, now we are trying to, new ownership, new rules. They have people they want coming to the games. The players have X amount of tickets. Some has, mostly they have 2. You have 2 tickets per, person on the game, and they're saying you can get the tickets. And who determines to get what? Now, LeBron used to have control of the tickets when he was in LA. No matter what tickets LeBron needed, LeBron would have tickets. When Michael Jordan played for the Bulls, they didn't have this 2-ticket thing for everybody. See, when you played in Miami, Pat Riley, oh, it's going to be 2 tickets, and that's it. LeBron then went through this already. He went through this with Pat Riley. He ain't finna go through it again, so LeBron gonna go off, and he probably gonna end up getting his way. But the Lakers want to put an end to this ticket problem that they had last year. Luka got there. He didn't have a lot of people there. He still has a house in Dallas. So now that he's there, they got to make room for Luka having tickets and bringing his family and people there to the game, and not just for one game. LeBron normally had control of tickets. He would dictate if people need extra tickets, they had to talk to LeBron. LeBron had the tickets. Jordan was like that. LeBron was never abusive with tickets. I'll give him credit for that. He never was really abusive with tickets at all. He's only bringing maybe 4 people, 5. They come into this. Most of the people came on their own. LeBron didn't have to give them tickets. It was mostly some of it, like if he has a special event, his family's coming, like LeBron could bring his family. They ain't gonna never hit him with that. Bronny has only, when he plays, he has access to tickets. Like if he's on the team, he's sitting on the bench, he's not in the G League, he has access to tickets. And I think Bronny has 1 ticket or 2 tickets that he could bring somebody to the game. So that's, but there's a cap. Bronny can't get any tickets unless LeBron gives them to him. Now that's being taken out of the hands of LeBron James. So now Rod Pelinka is going to be administering tickets. You're going to have to go see Rod Pelinka, or whoever the ride delegates that to handle the tickets. You don't have to go to LeBron anymore for tickets. That's out. There's a lot of changes coming. A lot of changes coming to the Lakers. It's Luka's team now. Yeah, so now he's got a real wake-up call, because this is the first time in his life he's ever really been told some rules since Miami. That's the problem. People have catered to him for so long, they forgot they don't have to. That's the main problem here. Hit the like button. People have forgot that they don't need to cater to this guy. He's an older guy. He needs to announce that this is his final year. That's the only thing that would bring interest, I think, of the general public, is to know LeBron James is hanging it up. That would bring the most interest in my heart, because that's the only thing I would want to hear, is LeBron is hanging it up. Like LeBron says, enough's enough. I'll be, yes! Thank you! Excelsior! Well, think about it. You're surrounded by a bunch of regular New Yorkers, right? They have no concern they got no concern about this. These guys who came out and bought the Dodgers, you know what they did? They got rid of all the veterans. Every team they were on that they owned, they got rid of the superstar, high-paid veterans. And they brought in young talent to get the job done. Look at the Dodgers. They got rid of all the old players that had all this power and money being sucked up. They said, all right, here, we're going to buy you out. We buying you out. We buying you out. Where you want to go? If the Lakers start struggling, they will buy LeBron James out and send LeBron where he wants to go. And you can take your son with you. We don't want him. I guarantee it. I guarantee they will ship LeBron James out. This new ownership is not playing games. Jenny Buss has no power. She's the governor, right? That means the governor cannot make a decision. The governor gets told what to do, and the governor has to follow. That's it. That is it. That is the role of the governor. So the governor has to follow suit. She's just there for her face, because you know Jenny Buss. You don't know the owners of the Dodgers. Magic Johnson was there as a part owner, but he's there as the face for the Dodgers. And they bringing Magic in as part owner of the Lakers. He had gave up part ownership so he could go do the Dodgers deal. But they bring him back because Magic's the face. Send them to the Shanghai Sharks. Yeah, so now the ticket problem finna be eliminated. Nobody even knew the Lakers had a ticket problem. Like it's a small thing that happens in the NBA, but it's a major problem to the players. Okay? The players have problems with this. As you can see, if anybody needed extra tickets, like you get 2. Everybody gets 2, but for some reason you might need an extra. Mama might be in town. Your homeboy's in town. If you needed extra tickets, normally the superstar of the team or whoever they delegate. Like when Jordan played, Jordan had all the extra tickets. So if you needed extra tickets, you had to see Mike. And then Mike would be like, all right, here's one. But don't come back. That's your extra ticket. Mike had control of all extra tickets. LeBron James had control of all extra tickets on the Lakers. Like he had with the Cavs. He was not going to go through what he went through with Miami again. He went to D-Wade. D-Wade, you don't have any extra tickets? No, Pat only give us 2. You the star of the team and you only got 2. Yeah, man, that's the rules. Shaq only had 2. Yeah, it was a problem. What you do? There ain't nothing you can do, bro. Pat run the team. Oh, Pat gonna change it for me. No, we ain't doing that. Hey, I'm gonna need more tickets. He was like, for what? Who you got coming in town? Well, they could buy tickets. No, you gonna tell them, no, all your boys ain't coming. You could buy it for them. But I'm not gonna, no, you got 2 tickets. This is what you need. Your family's here. Your wife, your mom's, your kids. Yeah, I'll get the kids in here. You know, but if your homeboys, Randy Mims, and no, you can buy tickets for them. Man, hey, Pat Riley wasn't playing no games, man. I told you, Pat Riley wasn't playing games. So if you go down, right, Pat Riley wasn't playing no games with him. So if you going down that road, homeboy, guess what? You are in the grease. They're not going to play with you. They're 100% not going to play with you. I know that for a simple reason. How did I know? I know because it was told to me. It was told to me today. That's what happened with the tickets. That the ticket situation is going to be rectified. Now, do I know they're going to give the tickets to Luka? Do I know they're going to present the tickets over here? I don't know. I don't know if that's what their choices is. We just know that LeBron James is being capped on tickets now. There's not going to be LeBron's in control of tickets anymore. That's done. So they're giving him the signs that it's over. You don't think it means something until it means something. Trust me. This ticket situation will cause fights. It will cause... Man, it's been all kind of stuff going on because of tickets on teams. You guys just never ever really heard about it because they don't really talk about that in the media. That's mostly locker room teammates, and most teammates they get tickets. John Sally, this is why him and Michael Jordan became good friends, because when he would play the Detroit Pistons, John Sally would give him his extra tickets. John be like, oh, I got extra tickets. I don't need, I'll just give him to Mike. Mike be like, man, you got any extra tickets? And John would give Jordan extra tickets if Mike needed them in town. If they was playing in Detroit. Oh, 100%. I know what I forgot to get. The green tea. He said another buck breaking ceremony. These players can't even celebrate. What the F is that? That's what happens, man. No, Pat Riley is not going to break the rules for nobody. That is the absolute truth. Not LeBron James, and especially not LeBron James. He wouldn't bend or break for Jimmy Butler. Kept suspending Jimmy Butler and sitting him down until he traded him. Pat Riley's way of running a team is so old school and outdated that they want him out, but they can't get him out because he's Pat Riley. And as long as that owner is living, Pat Riley's going to have a job. He's not firing Pat Riley. He got Pat the control of the team and said, Pat, do what you want. They've been in what, 6 NBA finals? Winning 2. Winning with less has been the Pat Riley way for I don't know how long. Well, you got to humor yourself with the question and said, okay, this is the narrative. How do I get past it? No, they're not changing anything. You see, the notions never really change. That's what people don't really understand. LeBron James got his wake-up call when now he knows he can't dictate the rules. He's gonna be you're a player now like everybody else. Now, when they start roughing you different, then you'll understand. When Jordan played for Washington, he was rough different. He was 100% refereed differently than anybody else you ever knew in life. D Wade only had 2 tickets. That's it. He's like, 2 tickets for D Wade? Yeah. Guess how many tickets Shaq had? 2. They had problems. Shaq was like, no, he gonna change that. Oh no, he didn't. Oh no, he did not. He had zero plans to change any of it. Not at all. Not one little piece. And do you know why? Because he's a stickler for the rules. And if he feels if I break the rules for you, then I broke them for everybody. Now, Pat wasn't somebody that wasn't understanding. Like, if you had extra tickets, you had to get them off your teammates. That's the way they did it. when they played and when Magic them played and all of those guys back in the 80s, they had to get tickets from your teammates. When Jordan would go on the road, you had to get tickets from your teammates. So every time Jordan played the Pistons, I told you, John Sally was the guy that used to give him extra tickets. Oh, I'm sorry about that, bro. Can y'all hear me better now? I forgot when I get out of the car, the audio gets messed up. Now, when you're looking at things and you want to put it all in one collective piece, this is what people do. You know, they get together and they start coming up with narratives. They start coming up with everybody getting this cabin fever life. He's got it, she's got it, everybody got it. Now, what you don't understand is the fact that everybody who was there, they all know that this ticket problem can destroy a team. He wouldn't give me a ticket. I can't stand him. It didn't cause fights on planes. People didn't gamble tickets on planes. All right, put your tickets up. Let's play for the tickets. Somebody got their mistress coming to a game and they need a ticket. Like, she want to come to the game. I need to bring my girl to this game, this mistress. She need to come to there. It's like, look, I need you a ticket. You're going to be sitting up there. I want to sit courtside. No, you can't. People have done stupid stuff like have their wife at the damn game and got their mistress sitting up in the bleachers. I swear to God, players get crazy. They be crazy out here. Phil was trying to do the same thing because he's an old school, outdated coach. But let me tell you the truth about Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson can run one or maybe two plays. Phil is a hack. Okay? All the plays that he ran were Tex Winter plays. When he went to LA, he brought Tex Winter with him. Tex is the architect. He comes up with the plays. He came up with the triangle offense. He came up with all of these plays. The double X that the Pistons ran. We ran Tex Winter's offense. A lot of teams did. He was the architect. Jerry Krause hired him. And him and Phil got together and started working on plays. Doug Collins' plays that he was running was majority Michael Jordan being the point guard of the team, which was giving them a better opportunity to win. That's how they started making that push in '89. Because if you put Michael Jordan in open space, he could create for everybody else, and you can't really guard it. You can't get your defense set to guard Michael Jordan in '89. He ain't like LeBron. He could actually hit a shot. His finesse game was incredible. So it put him in more of an opportunistic place. And he was damn near averaging a triple-double when he was point guard. They ain't gonna tell you that part. Then Mike said, I don't want to be point guard next year. I don't want to play the point. And they was like, all right, you won't play the point. So they bring in Phil Jackson, get rid of Doug, because they felt the other players wasn't getting the shine. But Doug Collins know what really happened. Phil went behind his back, sabotaging him to get him out of the job. And he was the assistant. So they moved Phil in, moved Doug out like Doug was the problem. And what ended up happening? Doug was done wrong, and Phil came in and won his championships. They did not win championships because of Phil. It's just that with Doug, it was all on Mike. And Scotty didn't get a chance to flourish in the offense. So did Phil come in and make it better? To a degree. The Bulls was they were getting themselves positioned to win it anyway, because nobody else in the East could beat them except for the Pistons in a series. The other teams didn't know how to beat them. We knew how to beat them. So once we were getting older and was getting out of the way, the Bulls was going to take over anyway. All they had to do was stay together because they had a young nucleus. And by that time, everybody else had gotten old. So that's why they run was so like the way it was. It's not going to cause a major problem with them, because if LeBron say, hey, I need some extra tickets, they're going to get LeBron extra tickets. So it's not a real big thing, but it's a wake-up call. For the first time in a long time for him, since he was with Miami, he's back being told, tickets, well, you better check with them for tickets. Wrestling. When the Pistons lost, they were like the second oldest team in the NBA. Players retired in their 30s, buddy. Back then, players didn't play 20 years. They played 13 years, 14 years, and they're out. Larry Bird played 13 years. Guys didn't play 20 years. The game was way physical then. At 33, 34, you were a dinosaur. You was out the league. Nowadays, you can play 20 years because you're not getting hit. The guys are getting knocked out the air, knocked around, bodies beat up, playing with broken fingers. They didn't take days off. They were playing 82, 81 games. They wasn't having rest day, mental health day. They don't know what that is. I understand you're young. You don't understand it. You don't know. So you actually have to know what's going on in order to make it. All right, you got to know what's going on. But that's why you come here. You get information. See, now you have the information to know that guys were in their 30s. Isaiah had a very career-ending surgery on his wrist in 1991. Do you realize that we would have won the championship again in 91, that we were still the best team in the NBA? We started the season off with the best start in Detroit Pistons history to a start of season. No one could beat us. We beat the Bulls by like 24 points in their championship year. Blew them out. They were no competition. Isaiah tears his wrist, and the whole thing falls down. His shooting wrist. He had a scaphoid injury where the bone was fused to the other bone. Because in that off season, Isaiah overworked himself. He kept pushing himself to be better, kept pushing himself to be greater. And he just shot all summer long, getting himself ready for the season to try to go for a three-peat. And he went too hard and tore his wrist up. So he had surgery and he was out almost the rest of the season. That's how the Bulls got to number one. And then when Isaiah came back, first game back was against the Chicago Bulls, and he beat them. But his wrist was still a mess. And the dirty Chicago Bulls, what would they do? Every time, slap at Isaiah's shooting hand. That's told by Phil Jackson to do. He's back. He's not 100%. Isaiah's supposed to be out the entire season. He came back about 2 weeks before the playoffs. Against doctor's order. And they just slapping at his wrist. See, but when the Bulls do it, oh, they winners. See? Pistons do it, we're dirty. But the Bulls do it, they trying everything to win. So, we knew what it was. Pistons versus everybody. No, the whole league was physical. But I don't blame you guys for believing that the Pistons, all they did was beat people up. Because that's what they feed you. You see a highlight from the Detroit Pistons game, it's them hitting somebody. And I'm like, you ain't gonna win an NBA championship just hitting people. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. They kept roughing up Michael Jordan. Look at him. I'm like, if they foul Michael Jordan, he goes to the line and shoot too. What are they talking about? That's how they won. Because they just fouled him. Fouling would get your guys out of the game. You still got to play the game. No, they can't stand it because they don't hate them. It's just that they have to ride with the narrative. If you saying who's the better businessman, Michael Jordan or Isaiah Thomas, I'm going to take Isaiah Thomas. Michael will make more because they're going to make sure Michael makes more. They're going to attach Michael. Not saying Jordan's stupid. I'm just saying they're going to attach him to successful businesses. He's owned the Charlotte Hornets for how long? How many years did he own the Charlotte Hornets? And what all did they do? Nothing. But yet, they bring up Isaiah and talked about how he ruined the New York Knicks. He ruined the Knicks. This man drafted Vince Carter. Well, they got Tracy McGrady. I don't think he drafted Vince, but he got Tracy McGrady on the team. Damon Stoudemire, when y'all wanted Ed O'Bannon. We want Ed. We want Ed. I'm like, Ed O'Bannon? That's the person you want on your team? He won the national championship. We gonna get Ed O'Bannon. Everybody was saying it, every expert in the world. And Isaiah took Damon Stoudemire. He's not finna build this franchise around that individual. He knew what Ed O'Bannon was. And that's not a guy you build a franchise around. Damon Stoudemire was box office when he was playing. Mighty Mouse in college, and introduced the drop step to the NBA. Nah, they wasn't used to that. And they booed him. And he turned out to be Rookie of the Year. Isaiah's the reason they built up enough capital that they can move out and get their own stadium. And they wanted him to just fall back and play a key role as they sold their half to these other owners who wanted to come in and change the foundation of the agreement. And Isaiah left. He said, okay, this is what y'all want to do? I'm out. I'm not going to play this game. I'll leave. And he sold his share. Indiana Pacers. They went to the NBA Finals. Then Larry Bird retired. After getting to the NBA Finals and losing to the Lakers, Larry Bird said he didn't want to coach anymore. So he quit coaching. And after he quit coaching, he went ahead and after quit coaching, he went ahead and Rick Smits retired. And everybody was breaking up. It was over. So Isaiah comes in as the coach and basically general manager. Isaiah came in immediately and got rid of the Davis boys. You know, it's like, man, the Davis boys. He drafted Jonathan Bender out of high school. He gave him a chance. He traded the Chicago Bulls, gave them Antonio Davis, got Ron Artest and Brad Miller from the Chicago Bulls, and got them on the Indiana Pacers. Then you trade Dale Davis to get Jermaine O'Neal. Everybody said, oh my God, he just destroyed the Indiana Pacers. Oh, this guy just destroyed the whole team. Not knowing Isaiah Thomas in one season just built an NBA championship team in about 2-3 trades. They were the most dangerous team ever created. The only team that could vie to go up against the Pistons. Because he knows that's the team we're going to have to beat. And only the order to beat them, you're going to need Ron Artest. You're going to need a center like Brad Miller. The Bulls didn't know what they had. Then they got rid of Isaiah Thomas. And they got Steven Jackson over there. Al Harrington got traded. They brought in Steven Jackson. The team was taking off, looking good. Then the Malice in the Palace happened. Isaiah's gone. That was in Rick Carlisle's era. Then Steven Jackson goes crazy, shooting, getting in a fight at the strip club. Indiana Pacers are done. Just like that. Things happen just like that. That quick. You got rid of Isaiah Thomas. You brought Larry Bird in. Right when 9/11 hit. Bird get in there. He wants Rick Carlisle because Rick's his friend. So he can coach basically from the front office. He know he can't coach Isaiah. And Larry let Isaiah go. He destroyed that team. So that's how that went. Now, what happened after the fact is what people need to ask themselves. What truly happened after the fact? LeBron will never be better than Isaiah Thomas in anything. Now, yes, what I'm seeing is a failure. People being failed. Systems being failed. Well, many people have to understand that when you put in a certain box that society puts you in, they put you there for a reason. Now, don't forget to hit the like button too. I know some of y'all just got here. But this is what truly happened during that time. So when he came to the Knicks, right? Isaiah became president of the Knicks. Go look at the roster before Isaiah Thomas got there. It was the worst roster the New York Knicks has ever had. He brought in Stephon Marbury, Jamal Crawford, Zebo, Zach Randolph, Penny Hardaway. He brought in every player that you could think of that might help the New York Knicks be a better team. He hired Larry Brown to be the head coach, to coach this team. Larry could not relate to the young players, and Larry Brown ruined that team. He tried to get these guys to follow his orders and play the right way, and him and Marbury bumped heads immediately. And the Knicks is the only team Stephon Marbury played for that he didn't play well, because Larry wanted him to play his way. Remember, Marbury was successful everywhere he went. So for this to be the outcome, it didn't make any sense. It really, truly didn't make any sense. So for somebody to feel a certain way and be bent out of shape about it, it really was disturbing to see. Jordan was box office. I'm not going to say Michael Jordan wasn't exciting to see. Everyone knew if you went and saw Michael Jordan, he was going to do something you probably have never seen before. I'm serious. He was going to end up doing something you probably have never seen before in your life. But no matter how spectacular it wasn't winning games. They were like a 500 team. They didn't just lose to the Pistons. They lost to a lot of teams. They had to learn to play and get better as a team. And they were getting there. In '89, they were starting to get it. Well, you got to think about NBC and their involvement, their corruption, all of it. They thought all the rule changes that came into play in the NBA in that time, they ruined it. I mean, they made a whole new list of rules for the NBA. And due to those rules, guys was out. I swear to you, guys was out. So you got to recognize one or two things that's going on here. When you start talking about greatness and you start talking about professional athletes being great, how they were being great and how they were being viewed in the general public, you look at LeBron James. He's marketing. You could sell him back then. He could jump out of the gym. He didn't have finesse. He just had power. But for somebody to be his size, moving that fast, and can jump that far, you were never going to look at him and say anything different. He was somebody that's going to be looked at essentially as one of the greats because of what he did in that era of time in the past 20 years. You haven't seen Kobe in his heyday. You hadn't really seen Jordan play. You haven't seen Isaiah. You didn't see Barkley. You didn't see Malone. You didn't see Drexler. You didn't see Dominique Wilkins. You didn't see all of this. So I don't blame you for picking LeBron James. It's just that when someone who's 45 and up is talking this LeBron James crap, that's when we got to have a conversation. I'm not worried about the younger generation. Y'all heads have been screwed up because they've done that on purpose. So I don't blame you for thinking LeBron is what he is. But to say that now, when you have all this evidence that he isn't, like to say he's better than Kevin Durant. LeBron James is a better basketball player than Kevin Durant. You see? You see how that wouldn't even make sense? Anybody who knows anything about basketball would tell you how ludicrous that sounds. to see the evolvement of Kevin Durant's game. And he came in this game brutal. He came out of high school brutal. In Texas, brutal. But there were certain things he couldn't do. His shot wasn't 100% where it needed to be. And even Kobe tell you in his book, he was the last guy I didn't really get a chance to figure out before I left. Because when I left, there was nothing he couldn't do. He had improved every spot where he used to be weak at. So, for him, that meant something. Now back to LeBron and this wake-up call. I'm very glad he got this wake-up call, because he needs to be on notice that, dude, you at the end of the road. They want you to retire gracefully. They want you to go out on your shield. They want you to go ahead and they want you to do these things. They want you to be able to have that freedom, right? I'm dead serious. They want you to have this financial freedom, and they want you to go out in the world and be able to accomplish everything you do, and don't look back. So, telling LeBron, hey, Brian, about tickets this year. They're not going to have to see you about tickets. They're going to have to see either Jenny or Rob about tickets. If you need some extra tickets, let us know. We'll work it out. But, you know, as far as Bronny gets 2. That's it. So, Bronny only gets that when he plays on the team. Other than that, Bronny gets no tickets. Now, here's the dilemma, right? Bronny James, let me tell you right now, who was the number 1 pick in the draft when Bronny came out? Who's the number 1 pick in the draft when Bronny came out? When Bronny James came out in the draft, who was the number 1 draft? That's where we at with it. All right, great February. I see you. Yeah, they trying to spam it. Yeah, that's crazy. I can't even see y'all comments. Hold on. Mm-hmm. Yeah, hit the like button up. So, anyway, they frozen the thing. I can't even see the comment. But whoever that person is, that's number one, that was drafted ahead of Bronny in the draft. The number one draft pick in his class. The highest earning player was Bronny James. Now, we all know it's because his daddy's LeBron James. But this creates the dilemma. Was Bronny the better player than all of those players in the draft? No, he clearly wasn't. But he sold tickets, right? They sold Bronny, they marketed Bronny, they gave him all the push because of his daddy. He sold more. Bronny James Laker jerseys were sold. It was a top selling jersey. Collectors were buying them, the whole nine, right? Now, let's get to the other side of the coin. Here's the other side of that coin. And this is the essential side of the coin. Because it matters. Most people don't feel it do, but it does. When you're not being true to yourself and you're lying to yourself, guess what's taking place? Guess the news that's happening behind your back. Talk. The talk is, you don't have it no more. You've lost a step. Bronny's only got it because of this media. So do we cut him loose and lose all the money we gonna make? So the $4 million they paid Bronny, they got all that back in marketing and advertising. You see what I'm saying? So putting Bronny on didn't hurt the Lakers at all because he was LeBron James' son, and you was gonna make money off of that. So they looking like, we don't care if he can't play. Quincy could be better than him, but Quincy ain't gonna sell us any jersey. Quincy Avalero ain't gonna sell us no jersey. Bronny James is gonna sell us some jersey. So that's when the business of the NBA come into play. Okay, now I can see the lyrics again. Did y'all forget I told y'all they was gonna air the second round of the playoffs before it was even announced? People forget I tell you that, right? Did I tell you Brian was gonna go and Bronny was gonna go in the second round? That's the only reason they were doing it. That this whole thing is being manufactured. Y'all didn't want to believe me, then it happened, and everybody act like I didn't say it. Zachary Rasaki or whatever was the number one pick. And Zachary right now, I don't think no writer has wrote about Zachary at all. But Bronny James is in every category, every topic, and it doesn't mean Zach ain't better as a basketball player. It just means Bronny James is marketable, and that's for the business of basketball. The Lakers was not gonna lose money hanging on to Bronny and marketing him for 2 years. You can't lose. Now, what happens is, after year 2, year 3 and 4, he starts to not be anything. The fans will turn. His value will drop. And then it's time to cast him aside. But you made your money. Let another team pay for it if they want. Bron won't be there to hold his hand. Let's see what happens. So when sports and sports marketing meet, this is the narrative. This is what shows up on the table. How many times did I say that before? And say, well, I don't think this is a good fit. Well, I think this is awful. Well, I'm looked at as the negative guy. Why would I be the negative guy when I'm just telling you the way it is? Yeah, well, that's what happens when you're stuck in narratives, when you're dealing with perceptions, when you're dealing with other people's ideals about what you should be and what you actually are. Nah, B. Oh, I'm getting my steps in. Beautiful. Look at the field, baby. We got football fields out here full of green pastures. Zeno out here getting that road work in. Yeah. Y'all talking about some damn bookman. Get your head split just messing with the Zeno, man. Pow. No. The narrative switched. Well, I think NBC is going to move the team ahead. They didn't get better defensively. DeAndre Ayton. Is Ayton going to play up to his abilities? He's dealing with the LA media now. This ain't Phoenix or Portland. When those media people were jumping down his throat for being lazy, he snapped back at the team, got mad at players, wanted to fight Devin Booker, wanted to fight everybody. He rebels against his team. His own team cut him and said, y'all can have him. We're paying money for him to play against us. That's how much we don't want DeAndre Ayton on the team. I told you I know things about DeAndre Ayton. And I told you about it, and right as soon as I told you about it, he's in the press for leaving the chick overseas. Some Instagram model. You're going to be dealing with this kind of stuff with him all season. And in LA, it's going to be amplified because they thinking championship. That's where their mind is at. Their mind is NBA championship. So if your mind is on NBA championship, Mm-hmm. Well, just think about it. The Lakers announced their starting five. The starting five is LeBron, Luka, DeAndre Ayton, Hachimura, and yours truly, Hillbilly Kobe. So if that's your starting lineup, I don't know where they get that Hachimura is this shutdown defender. He isn't. But that's LeBron's guy, Ryu Hachimura. He kisses up to LeBron. He loves it. Now, on top of that, you have now, on top of that, you have LeBron, 43-year-old dinosaur, defensive liability, complete defensive liability. This tree here is about 200 years old. This is a 200-year-old tree. I want y'all to be able to see that. That's what a 200-year-old tree looks like. It's almost 200. He the grandpa tree over here. Dude, he's 43 to the fifth power. That dude is more like the body of a 60-year-old. Ain't no HGH alive that's gonna keep that going. Now, because it goes like this. Now you got Austin Reeves, Hillbilly Kobe. He tries to play defense, but he's slow. You know, it's not his fault. He tries. He gives you effort, but he tries to go one-on-one. He's not very good at distributing the basketball, but he's good at shooting and scoring and getting his shot off. But when it comes to defense, people are able to take advantage of it and get to the next level. Luka Doncic could be having an MVP year this season. Going to put you up 30-point triple-doubles. Statistically and proven to be a better player than LeBron James in his first 2 years. Now, with that being said, right? Defensively.
I've never threatened. I just said, hey, we're gonna, if you want, hey, traveling's not working for you. Why are you using done? Perfect. That was it.
Right?
Okay, well, what's beyond traveling?
So people are moving beyond what the norm is. What the usual standards are. Telling you the realities of LeBron James is called being a hater? Wow. I hate bad basketball. And watching him He personifies bad basketball. So you got three players that are not defenders. So all the pressure is going to be on DeAndre Ayton. Because who are the Lakers going to stop? They can't guard anybody. Every point guard in the league with a crossover is going to get by LeBron. They're going to get by Luka. They're going to get by Austin Reeves. And Hachimura ain't no lockdown defender. So the only improvement that the Lakers did make a little bit is on their bench. Ball movement. Well, Luka's a guy that can control the game, but he needs the ball in his hand. LeBron James needs the ball in his hand. They're pretty guardable in their sets that they try to run. Now, they try to play with tempo, but it's one thing to play at tempo, but when you got a dinosaur out there, it's hard to play with tempo. Now, the Lakers picked up two players that will help them tremendously on the bench. Do you know who those players are? Let's see how well y'all know some basketball. Who are the players that the Lakers picked up on their bench that were good pickups for them? Let's see if you've been paying attention. Marcus Smart, and who else? Who else did they pick up? I'm trying to see. Y'all say y'all know the sport. So I'm trying to see. Who else did they pick up? They didn't just pick up Marcus Smart. I'm not going to do your work for you. See, this is what I'm talking about. So how can you call me a LeBron head? They already got Vandy. Already got Vandy on the team. Who did they pick up that's going to help them? Exactly. I don't hear anything. You see? See what I'm saying? Yeah. See what I'm saying? They got Marcus Smart on the bench, and who did they pick up? Exactly what I said. Now you see what I'm saying? Right, exactly. Because that's what I'm talking about. They didn't add really too much to the bench. And here's the thing. They're hoping that they get production from the guys they had last year. Like Vanderbilt, these are 1-year guys. They're gonna be out of here. A lot of these players are gonna be gone. Vandy is gone after this year. He might be gone at the All-Star break. They're not playing around. And depending on how this team is and where they ranking and where they going in the future, Bron might be out of here too. Aiden's not coming off the bench, sir. We said bench. Well, let us dictate to you again what's actually going on here. We were able to get in a good walk or two. There's so much people just don't know. No, we would never date. No. That's crazy. Well, that's true. Most of LeBron people, they only focus on LeBron. They don't even understand why the team lose. And when we like, man, LeBron cost y'all another victory. No, he didn't. I'd be like, okay. I'm just telling you, man, I saw the game. Bron cost you the game when he did. No, he didn't. Bron's a genius. It's that other guy's fault. He's got to find a way to get to the ball. LeBron, yeah, he's a bum. Compared to the greatest players of all time, he's a bum. He wouldn't. People think like LeBron wouldn't even play in the 80s and 90s. And that's real talk. LeBron wouldn't even make it to a basketball court in the 80s and 90s. And I'm being real with you. Yeah, in the 80s and 90s, there would be no LeBron James anywhere near. No, greatest of all times. In the 80s and 90s, he would come off the bench. You know why? Because he would only score in transition. You would have to play by 80s and 90s rules. They would body you up. You couldn't go anywhere. Where you gonna go? They can hand check you and guide you where you want to go. You ain't taking off. And LeBron is so timid now. He's scared of people like Draymond Green. Do you know Draymond would get knocked out unconscious back in the 80s and 90s. It's crazy. When Day was little, he was getting knocked out. He was a little fat butterball dude getting knocked out on the court. He was still talking though. He's straight sagging off. That's because the narratives don't fit. Oh no, they trying to get Malik Monk, but the Lakers don't have the money. Luka and LeBron eating up $100 million this year, so good luck with that. But they wanted to get Malik Monk back. I mean, that would have been great for the team. That's what I didn't get, rubbing alcohol. That bum still asleep. What's up, Joe Cool? Mm-hmm. 3-6 with a bubble ring is not gargantuan. I mean, here's the thing. They pushed this man to get there. I could see if somebody else said, hey, you know, they got there and they lost, like Jerry West. Jerry West had to fight and claw and scratch, and Jerry West was one of those guys. And they had to go up against a super-powered Boston Celtic team. And they would lose every time. And he just got so sick of it. So the year that they finally won it, you know, and they finally got him, and they won the championship, he couldn't even enjoy it because he couldn't stand the fact they lost to the Celtics. Absolutely. We always tried to have and bring perfection to the table, you know, and bring it to the forefront so people could see what it is. I never felt that there was a need to be different. In actuality, it's all about basketball. Basketball is simple. It's not that complicated. It's just that it's designed and built on a premise of greatness. And if you're not on that premise of being great, being about being great, then I don't know what you're in it for. I really don't. But it takes 5. If they didn't have Bill Cartwright, could the Chicago Bulls have won those first 3 championships? And I'm going to say no. And a lot of people said, Bill Cartwright? Yeah. Michael Jordan didn't want Bill Cartwright. But they needed Bill Cartwright. Bill Cartwright with them sharp elbows, playing defense, getting the rebounds, battling down there, and he could actually hit a mid-range jump shot. It had a weird, awkward shot, but it would go in. He added more to the table than Charles Oakley, who was too short and couldn't guard big men. And definitely was better than Dave Corzine, who was just a giant stiff. What I'm going to do today, I'm going to go home and watch the 1990 Game 5 NBA Finals. That's what I'm watching. If another Virgo tell me it's Virgo season, Jesus. Well, I told you, they're the worst. Virgos will let you know they Virgos in every way, shape, or form. It's Virgo season. They wear the most t-shirts of their logo sign than anybody in the world. Scorpios and Libras are the only ones that's close. Even the Taurus ain't as bad as the Libras. Libras and Virgos, buddy. And I'd be like, what is Virgos got a song? Nas is a Virgo. Ludacris is a Virgo. I'm like, and Virgos love to tell you they Virgos, buddy. And I'll be like, and they the only one to talk about seasons.
Hi, welcome to Culver's and Moonline. What can I get started for your order today?
I would like I'll take a 2-cod fish dinner.
Is that a 2-piece or a 3-piece today?
2-piece cod dinner.
Did you want tartar sauce with that?
Yes.
Alright, and then for the sides, french fries and coleslaw, okay? Or did you want to switch that?
I want broccoli and mash.
You said broccoli and what else?
Mash.
Mashed potatoes?
Yes.
Alright. Anything else for you today?
Do you have a large Coke?
Large Coke?
Yeah, that's what I want, a large Coke.
Alright, give me 1 second. Can I get a name for your order today?
Carcino.
All right, it's gonna be 1860 at the window. Thank you.
Thank you. Why would that bother me?
1860 today for you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so I just Coke for you.
Hold on to this for a second.
There's that for you. And then I know you can't pull for it now, but when you do get the chance to pull ahead, we'll bring that all fresh to you.
Cool.
Thank you.
No, they didn't put a lot of ice in here. I prefer more ice. Rod Jones said something stupid. He scored more points than Jordan and Kobe. He should. He's played double the years of Michael Jordan. He's still chasing Michael Jordan. They've already finished the race. LeBron's still on the track. And you talking about some people. He scored more points. If Kobe didn't tear his ACL, he would have had the scoring record like that. He was number 3 when he retired. Now imagine if he didn't tear his ACL and get injured those last 3 years, where his career would have been. He was like, LeBron's the youngest player to ever. I'm like, LeBron James came out of high school. Stop. They ain't trying to. Well, look, Michael Jordan never did that. He was the youngest player to ever score that many points. I'm like, because he came out of high school. Jordan came out of college in his junior year. Well, that ain't his fault.
Single cheeseburger and a large Coke?
No, I'm the codfish dinner guy.
Did you pay for your order already?
Yeah, I'm 82.
Oh, gotcha.
Now, let me see if there's room for me to get around this nonsense. Don't like to move. Yep, there it is. That's how we do it. Yeah, these people are like robots. They don't know they're supposed to move up. Now that's true. Sinus season is here. My sinus has been going haywire. That's how I knew the weather was changing. He said you attack his D vigorously. Pause. Pause. Crazy pause. So hopefully, man, I don't know what these guys gonna do when Bron's gone. They gonna have a they gonna have a doggone withdrawal, a Bron withdrawal. They're gonna be we got another one. Bron. They gonna be shaking.
Hello there.
Okay.
Got this for ya. Thank
All right.
you. You have a good day.
You too.
Thank you.
All right, let's hit it. He said you'll hit the lotto before LeBron hits 5 free throws in a row. I don't know, man. Now they got this magnet ball. LeBron might be hitting 75 free throws in a row. Oh, Champagne Sloppy, you got King Sloppy and LeBron. I'm telling you, his time is over. And now that the writing is on the wall, everybody's going to see it now. They can't hide it no more. So before, where they used to can hide it, they can't do it no more. People, it's over. It's over. The jig is up. The jig is up. I just want to see what narrative they come up with now, because you can't run back to the same narrative of him being the GOAT and all this crap. People can see through it. It's a facade. They can see straight through it. They can see right through you. Yeah, LeBron went up to a high 78%. And that's with the magnet ball. So imagine if there was no magnet ball. This dude couldn't shoot a free throw to save his life. And this was in the prime of his career. ...2009 MVP was definitely Dwayne Wade's. That was D Wade's MVP, and they gave it to LeBron. The only time D Wade was the best player in the league, and they gave that to LeBron. most people fear what they don't understand. Pause is wild. Hey, what's up, dude? I was gonna say that was quick. Well, when you do amazing things happen, right? When you don't do amazing things, you know, well, that's just that. Oh, yeah, we gotta do some painting on the outside of the house, and then we gotta get some. We gotta get some work done on the back of the wood finish. So when it gets cool enough, that's what you do. It's too hot to do it. Who wants to do that? Of course, I'm the only guy rocking a hoodie. So I can work up a good sweat. Gotta work up a key sweat around here. Woo. If LeBron James would ever be mentioned in the greatest players of all time, do I see that happening? From my standpoint, no. I would never put him in that category. I mean, other people could do it. I mean, hey, stay life. They can do what they want. But if you ask me, what would I do? I think it's very clear that I want no parts of that. Well, see, that's the thing about me. I go back and watch the games. So, I mean, you saw me put in about 10,000 steps almost. Let me see. How many steps on there? 8,738. Now, you just witnessed me do that. Before I had a meal, I just walked for a whole hour live with y'all with no water breaks. None. In the searing heat, in a hoodie. In a hoodie. In a hoodie. And once again, in a hoodie. Okay. Got my paper towels. There's two things I forgot to get. Green tea and the rubbing alcohol. Alrighty then. You gotta watch the game. If you go back and watch some of these games, then you'll realize how much of a great player LeBron is not. I've never seen anybody quit on a team before and be considered the greatest player of all time. How do you quit on your team? You've never seen Michael Jordan quit on his team. Ah. No, I didn't need all that. No sirree. Your boy didn't need all that. I got my Culver's dinner. Well, you gotta watch good basketball before you watch bad basketball. So you wouldn't know what good basketball is until you seen it firsthand. You wouldn't seen a challenge. You see real defense. You seen sets being ran. You seen strategicness. Most people talk about the Detroit Pistons and never watched the Detroit Pistons play. They saw a Chicago Bulls highlight video. Come fly with me and crap and all that. Look at the Pistons. Look how they hit Michael Jordan. They knocked him to the ground, but then look, we stopped letting that happen. We got tough, we lifted some weights, and now look at us. We're not scared no more. We stood up to them. We're bullies. And we stood up to them, and we won. Yay! If You don't get this propaganda BS out of my face. Comes talking basketball to me, you start talking like that, you might get drop kicked. Mm. Yeah, at the end of the day, if you want to say something on that level, but no, not really the way I look at it. I don't go on that lineup. So it's time for the 1990 NBA Finals Game 5. They looking at summer vacation. Yeah. Yeah, Pat Riley took your cookies. You think Pat Riley would have took Michael Jordan cookies? Michael Jordan would have grabbed him by the neck. So, shouts out to Kwame Brown, Bus Life, Too Raw for TV. Welcome to HD IITV Sports Talk with us, Zay Rodriguez. My Patreon is Carcino for Life. My Cash App is Carcino. I'm out. I'm finna watch this game, eat my food.